Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome along to your pre-match build-up as Rangers travel to Bilbao to face Athletic Club in the second leg of the quarter-final of the Europa League. Boy, that's a mouthful. I hope that you are all well. Joining me for the pre-match build-up is Alex. Alex, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me down there? I'm all right, mate. I'll get it in there myself. I am good, mate. Getting a wee bit nervous now, but that'll go as soon as the first whistle starts, and we'll be away. But are you ready for this, mate?
I don't know, man. I wasn't nervous until I hit that go live button. No, not about doing this, about the game. I had no nerves whatsoever. How are you feeling?
Wee bit nervous. Said that to you when we were sitting back in the studio having a chat there. I was right up for it, and then as the game gets closer and closer, I'm like, actually, wait a minute here. This is like the season-defining game right now for us in our league, in the competition, whatever. So, the nerves are fully kicking in. I might need to go get the bevy on the go.
Oh, man. Honest to God. Right. I was hoping that Rangers would have had the manager's interview out by now, but they don't. So what I'll do, Alex, is if I can find it, is I will run through the starting lineup for tonight, and you can give me your thoughts and what you think. I can't actually find it. It's been a good start. See what happens when you appear on the radio. Everything goes wrong, doesn't it?
Do you want it, mate? I've got it in front of me. Do you want it?
Go for it, Alex. I was going to say give me it, but people would just misconstrue that, wouldn't they?
They would. So in goal, we've got Liam Kelly. Your back three, James Tavernier, John Suter and Leon Balogun. Your two wing-backs of Ridvan Yilmaz and Jefte. Your two centre mids of Diamande and Raskin. Your forward two of Hagi and Cherny. And then leading the line-up is Cyril Dessers.
Why did you say and Cyril Dessers?
Because why not? You need to get right behind big Cyril. He's going to get a few goals tonight. On yourself, son.
He's been a really good striker for us away from home in Europe. Look, we'll jump into that. We'll start off with that, right? Because I like to hear what the manager's got to say first before we discuss the team, because sometimes he gives you just a wee inkling into what he's thinking. But let's start on Cyril Dessers. Firstly, is that a free role for Cherny behind, do you think? And if so, how does that help Cyril?
I think he's going to play a similar role to what he did against Frankfurt. You know, he's going to be that, not Frankfurt, Fenerbahce. He's going to do exactly what he's done against Fenerbahce. I think he's going to be alongside him, and they're going to play as like a front two. Hagi's then going to drop into that midfield three. But I think when you have Cherny playing that free roam role, he does it so well. He just manages to find pockets of space, and the balls into him are great. We need Cyril Dessers tonight to be doing a lot of hold-up play, a lot, because when you watch Cyril of late, his first touch has been very poor, and he's not been able to link the play up. Yes, obviously we played at Ibrox, we were down to 10 men from almost the first whistle, so he didn't really get a chance to shine and show what he could do. But I just think tonight's going to be massive. Keep the 11 men on the pitch and try and get at least the first goal and get ourselves going forward.
You should know better. Never say the F word on YouTube.
I can only apologise. I am really sorry. I can only apologise.
Yeah. Do you know I was 99.99999% convinced that Dessers was starting. Nice. The only thing that made me just that 0.1% was when Barry was talking about holding the ball up and keeping the ball when we've got it, because that's going to be massive for us tonight. That was the only thing, Alex, that made me think possibly a man might start.
Me as well, and I thought he would be the man for it. But then when he was talking about Egeman, he has said he's got a lot to learn. He is a good player, but he's still got a lot to learn. And maybe that's his thinking. He'll come off the bench and maybe have an impact there. But starting in a game like this, he doesn't maybe want that to freak him out or go to his head, and actually go with a bit more composure. If Cyril Dessers will do it, listen, we're going to do an absolute power of running tonight, and if we can tire that back line, Egeman's one of our best assets to bring off the bench and just have a go at them, because in European games he just loves to take the piss out of defenders, and this is a game that he has to show that he can do that 100%.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if, because I'm looking at the lineup, Alex, and I'm trying to gauge a sort of formation. Now, I've made this very clear many times. I'm not a tactical guy. I don't really know. I can't tell you if somebody's running to the left, other guy's running to the right while they're doing it. I'm not that way inclined. But it does look to me, though, as if it's going to be a back three of Tav, Balogun and Suter.
Yep.
Which I would imagine Ridvan on the right, Alex, Jefte on the left.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be. Jefte's a bit more comfortable on the left. Ridvan's played a few games this season out on the right. He's obviously got Tav alongside him, so he's got that composure of having your captain right beside him. The past few games we've seen Ridvan out there, he's been a bit of an animal, but he's coming up against some world-class players. Obviously, that Berengura that's going to be playing for Bilbao, he's going to be running him all night. Being that Nico Williams that we're running him. So
exactly.
Listen, it's just going to be two world-class players running them all night. Everybody needs to be switched on. This back five, they've played it a few times now. It's not really worked in the league, but it seems to be a completely different animal whenever we play it in Europe. But we've got to get behind Barry. We've got to trust the fact that this is the team he's picked. I mean, he made 9 changes from last week's game for Aberdeen, which you need to make sure it's going to work tonight and not be a bit of egg in the face.
That is the big worry for me. It's Ridvan on the wrong side, although he has put, and then we'll come to the Williams brothers in a second because, and no, not tennis, but one of them is missing. That's one of the big worries for me, Alex. The fact that Nico Williams, like you say, world-class player, up against a left back playing at right back or right wing or whatever the correct terminology is.
See, the thing that's glaringly obvious then, Martin. Right now, Barry doesn't trust Nisiala to start in Europe, or Tavernier would be out in that right wing back position, and you'd have Nisiala at centre back. So he's obviously thought, listen, Tav, you need to slot back into centre back. You've done it a few times for us recently. You've actually been pretty decent. So let's get Ridvan Yilmaz out there. But it shows that the biggest loss tonight is Dujon Sterling, in my opinion, because he was an absolute rock at Ibrox. He kept Nico Williams quiet for large portions of that game. We spoke about it before I came on air, that was his job. Just stick with Nico Williams. And the amount of times he made the recovery challenges to get in just shows that Tav's going to have to be switched on tonight, but so is Ridvan Yilmaz.
Yeah, he's going to have to help him. And Dujon Sterling absolutely is a massive, massive loss to this Rangers team. I don't know if you can call YouTube being off or on air. Obviously now I'm a master, and and dead experienced with being on air. But yeah. Anyway, look, listen, we've got Barry. The funny thing is people think I'm being serious. All right, we've got Barry's pre-match. Let's hear it.
Barry, kickoff's approaching here in Bilbao, a huge night for the squad. What are the emotions like right now?
Excitement. The guys deserve to be here. They deserve to be given the opportunity to try and get in the semi-final. So we've had a couple of good days preparation, and now we're ready for kick-off. So really looking forward to it.
Team news tonight: you welcome back Mohamed Diamande, John Suter from suspension. 2 big players to have back, aren't they?
Yeah, big suits at the back. Obviously, brings a lot of experience. He's a leader. He brings a lot of quality. So delighted to get the big man back, and obviously Deal as well from suspension. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of quality, and sometimes you have to make some decisions. But I just feel that the 11 that I've went with are the 11 that hopefully can get us through at the semi-finals.
What's going to be important to get that result tonight?
A lot of discipline, a lot of concentration. That's something that we've spoke about. Try to keep 11 men on the pitch would help. The last couple of games, having a man sent off, but they've shown their qualities. Even when they go down to 10 men, they're willing to dig in for each other and fight for each other. But we'll obviously give ourselves a better chance if we keep that to 11 players. So yeah, we're prepared as we can be. And we're really looking forward to the challenge ahead.
I think we spoke last week obviously about the defensive performance as well. Is it about finding that balance of obviously defensive but taking the chances as well when they come?
Yeah, because defensively I thought we were excellent. It wasn't just the defenders, the midfielders and the forwards chipped in. So we need to be defensively solid tonight, but also when we get that opportunity going forward, we need to have quality. And I believe we have got quality in the team, and that's the challenge I've put to the players, to go and find that balance, and hopefully it's going to be enough to get us into the semis.
It doesn't get much bigger either, the opportunity for the players to go out there and really show what they can do either.
Yeah, go and embrace the challenge. I want them to go and enjoy this, but listen, when the whistle goes, the concentration levels have to be 100%, because you've got to remember you're up against a really good team. But listen, I've got every confidence in them. They know that. They need to believe in themselves a wee bit more. I'm sure they will after we've had the conversation today. And as I said, everybody's geared up, ready to go, and hopefully we can get a successful result that helps us into the semi-finals.
I was on mute. Apologies, I was on mute. I need to get better with the graphics. I really do. I mean, concentration, Alex, is absolutely huge. And concentration and keeping 11 men on the park, he's absolutely right. No stupid, silly mistakes. We know Spanish teams, Alex, we know what they're like. We've seen Real Madrid last night start to lose the plot a wee bit as well against Real Madrid. So if we can stick in, if we can dig in, keep the concentration, keep the game tight, then they might start to lose their head a wee bit in their own stadium, in front of their own fans, the finals in their stadium.
Listen, they were losing the head at the weekend there. Yes, they won 3-1, but they were losing the head when they went 1-0 down. See if we can get that first goal. Their fans are going to be absolutely roaring them to show something. Concentration levels have to be fully switched on. I mean, tonight is one of the biggest games of their season. See if they're not, you shouldn't be on the pitch, because you need to be up for this more than anybody. If you're not up for this as a player, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? You're going all the way over to Spain just to say, we took part. Now, we need to be here to win this game. If we take our chances, well, we've got the quality to finish this team off, but they're going to get frustrated. As you said, Spanish teams get frustrated very easily. I don't know what it is. Is it something that they do in training? You know, if you lose a heat, you're going to win the game, because they were getting frustrated at Ibrox. So I imagine they're going to be a lot worse tonight in front of their own fans. If not, then we need to make them frustrated, put the challenges in, but we need to avoid what we did at Ibrox. No silly bookings. Keep 11 men on the pitch, because if we don't, then we're just making an even tougher task for ourselves. And I don't know how we can go here and go a goal down because of a silly mistake. We've kept ourselves well in this tie at nothing each, and we need to be out here showing exactly what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, the referee's obviously going to play a big part as well. We need a strong ref, and I think we've got previous with this guy. It can make a massive difference. The refereeing, as we know, playing in Scotland, we absolutely know. The midfield, Alex, it's interesting. You've got obviously Diamandi comes back in there. I'd imagine he'll go in beside Raskin with Hagi, probably just in front of him. I can't imagine he's going to play Hagi and Czerny wide. I think Czerny's going to be used as that kind of anchor between the midfield and Dessers. That's just my thinking anyway. But it's quite an attacking-ish midfield he's went with.
I mean, Diamandi and Hagi, we know Raskin will try and be the man to break up everything. He'll be in for every tackle. He'll be chasing every ball down. We'll see that in parts of the game from Diamandi, but Diamandi and Hagi are two very attack-minded midfielders. They will want to get involved in the goals. They've both got a goal in them. So this might be a bit of a sticker twist from Barry Ferguson saying, listen, we've got an opportunity to take this game going forward. But I definitely agree that Czerny's role is going to be the man to just drive us forward, try and link in with your Hagi and link in with Dessers. But I would have expected to see, and I know it's probably a bit harsh on Hagi, but I'd have expected to see maybe a Conor Barron start and get more of that defensive midfield going. And if we get into the game a bit, then maybe you bring on Hagi. But I think putting that all on Nico Raskin, it might be a long night.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think Diamandi will be asked just to sit there with Raskin? Do you think that's why he's put Hagi in the team, to be that more of an attacking threat? Albeit, I think Dio's game suffers, to be honest, when he just has to play that defensive role.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He completely suffers when he tries to play defensive. He switches off. The one thing he probably does is he lacks the concentration to stay switched on for the 90 minutes and not get involved in the silly game. I mean, he obviously got suspended for the first leg because of getting caught in challenges and getting wound up a bit. And I think that's probably where we're going to need to see a completely different game from Diamandi tonight. He's going to need to stay switched on, plays that number 6. We always talk about we don't need that in Scotland. We definitely need it tonight in Europe. We need those two number 6s to just sit there and
Alex, sorry to interject. I'm learning new fancy words now. There's a reason why your top teams, like your Man Cities and all that, I know Man City haven't really done it this season, to be fair. There's a reason why your top teams play with 2 number 6s. Spain won the Euros doing that.
Yep, exactly. And I think, yes, it's boring sometimes when you're an attack-minded player and you want to go and get the goals and you're having to just sit there and defend and stay switched on. But that's where you need your quality, Martin. You need to be able to read the game quicker, faster, in about it. You know, if I get the ball, who can I go to? Who can I launch forward? That's where you're going to have your runners of Dessers and maybe Hagi, but definitely Černý. Right, can I get a ball over the top? Look at the ball that we got from Raskin against Fenerbahce. He knew that Černý was going to be forward, so he knocked it into him. That's what we need to see tonight. We need to see that composure of, right, I know he's going to be there. Let me just put the ball in for him. And I want us to go through, but it's going to be sickening tonight if we don't.
Mm-hmm. No, it absolutely is. You mentioned him there. Let's talk about him, Alex. For me, if he has to perform tonight for us to have any chance of winning, he's been our best player this season by a country mile for me. I know Raskin's come on to a game in the later part of it. But Václav Černý, Alex, we need him to show up tonight. We need him to be... Look, he's a winger. He's not going to get past every single player every single time, but we need him to be on top form tonight.
100%, without a doubt. Václav Černý needs to be on a game tonight. Yes, we know that wingers, forwards, whatever, can have off games. Tonight, Václav Černý needs to be the animal that we've seen. Take his chances. If he sees an opportunity to slip somebody through, go for it. But be aggressive, be ruthless tonight. He needs to be getting us up the park. Whether that he's going to have to do the hard graft. Václav Černý is going to be up and down all night. I know he's going to be knackered, but listen, he didn't want to come off against Fenerbahce. He played almost 120 minutes. He's knackered. He's still going for it. We need to see that tonight. He
got arrested the weekend, didn't he?
He did. So he's no excuse for being tired tonight. He's got an absolute engine on him. We know that. He's got a good shot on him. But he needs to be confident with both feet, Martin. We've seen him score with both feet. Some wonder goals this season. Just go for it. Like, this is your one chance of getting through. There's not going to be a replay to this game. So for me, Václav Černý has to be 100% tonight, but so does everybody else. We can't lay all the pressure on one man. Everybody tonight has to give 100%. And if it means that we go to extra time, so be it. But everybody needs to show what they can do. Cyril Dessers, but in all honesty, has to perform tonight. See, when he's getting up opportunities like he did against Aberdeen, one-on-one, can't be watching him hit the post or put it to the goalkeeper or sky it over the bar.
If he gets that chance, he needs to take it. He needs to take that chance.
Needs to be clinical, and if he's not, then what's the point? If he's getting himself into those positions, yes, the ball fell back to Jefte and Hagi scored it. See, tonight, we might not even get that opportunity. We might get 2 or 3. We need to be scoring when we're in those positions.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And Robert saying, Martin, you said we should have sent him back to his parent club in September. I absolutely did. But that was after a scudding off his Celtic. So
did I.
Yeah, we're allowed to make mistakes. I know that I look perfect, but I do make the odd mistake. And Sniper, no, I don't like your profile picture. I really don't like your profile picture. But this is a great point for William, because just before we come on to I was going to say Real Betis. Before we come on to Bilbao, for William, he will create space for others because they will know that he's our main man. But that only works, like you just said there, Alex, the rest of the team are on it. That's the only way that works. If we're sitting, if we're too much in our own heads and we're sitting too far back and there's 2 players on Černý, we ain't taking advantage of that.
No, I mean, how many times have we sat here, Martin? We've done watch-alongs, we've done reaction shows, we've done build-ups, and we say this team far too many times they like to sit and pass it around the back, and they don't find a way to go forward. There's going to be 2 players on Černý tonight. See if there is. There might be 1 less person on Hagi, 1 less on Dessers, 1 less on Raskin. Find that pass. This team know tonight they need to perform, so they're going to be going at it. They're going to leave spaces. They're going to go for this high line. See if they do. Exploit it, because we've got the quality. If we can exploit it and get a goal, I think they start capitulating tonight, and we'll actually see them start to fall down. And yes, I've got the big words today, Martin, right? There you go.
Have you get pizza with you tonight?
What's that?
Have you get pizza with you tonight?
I don't, right? I've got like no pizza tonight, no boxes, no like 18 pizzas before they even start, right? But
How big a loss, Alex? How big a loss and how big a gain for Rangers is it that Inaki Williams is out?
massive. I mean, we look at him. Obviously, he was the man that was through and got proper sent off. But obviously, he's got his brother Nico there. We'll come on to talk about him later on. But Inaki Williams has got bags of pace. He can score. He gets himself into the position when he can set up his teammates and get the assists. He almost did it at Ibrox. So I think he's going to be a massive loss for them. Not that his replacement to come in isn't too shabby, to be fair as well. So he's obviously got the quality, but when you look at the fact that Inaki Williams has played, 280 games injury-free for Athletic Bilbao, and then all of a sudden he's picked up an injury.
Was there a sniper in the stand, Alex, was there?
Must have been. They've just obviously said, take your hamstring, there you go, son, and just get him done. But we've got to take our chances. I'll say this all the way through the watch-along. We've got to take our chances tonight.
We really, really do. We really, really do. Let's take a look, shall we, at the bench tonight. So we've got Butland, Maguire, Barron, Bayrami, Insiala, Igaman, Danilo, McCausland, Rice, Curtis, Hutton, and McCallion. Now, I want to go back to something that you actually spoke about right at the start of this. Are you a little surprised that he's went with Yilmaz as a right wing back against one of the top players in Europe rather than bring in Insiala and play Tav there?
I was a bit surprised at it, to be fair. I'd have rather seen Tav out wide and put Insiala in, but he's obviously shown that he's not fully behind Insiala yet, because he's obviously not selecting him. Yes, he's on the bench, but I know it's a massive game to throw him into, but you've then got that comfortability where you've got the right back at right back and you've got a centre back in there rather than having to try and do a bit of a makeshift defence. I think the issue is that he probably thinks the inexperience of Insiala is going to suffer against somebody like Nico Williams, and he thought we just can't risk that, so we're going to have to hope that Ridvan Yilmaz switches on tonight and he helps out Tav. But then that's probably why he's got Raskin on that side alongside Tav. It's like, right, we need to do everything just to isolate Nico Williams tonight.
Yeah, and in terms of the bench, Alex, any real game changers on there for you? Like Maguire, young boy, Rice, who I would love to see in the park. I think he's a really good player. I think he's possibly, just for me personally, unlucky not to start, even though he is coming back for that injury. Curtis, Hutton, another young boy, McCallion, a young boy. So not a great deal of, from what we know, the supporters know, game-changing players on that bench.
No, I mean, there's not many. I mean, you could probably say what the subs are going to be. You'll probably see Conor Barron come on. You'll probably see Danilo. You'll see Igaman, and you'll see Bayrami. You can maybe throw in a Bailey Rice in there, but that's going to be your subs. Definitely. Like, there's none of the young boys are getting on. Unfortunately, they're just bench warmers tonight.
Unless we're 4-0 up with 10 minutes to go.
Well, aye, there's that, but they're there for the experience of just being around the first team in a game like tonight. See what the atmosphere is like. See what the pressure is like for the players starting. But yeah, you can probably tell the players are going to start for us. I will say though, Inaki Williams is on the bench.
Oh, is he on the bench?
He is on the bench, so maybe they're just hoping that he'll be all right to play some of the games. So he is on the bench, but
coming on against a tired Jefte.
Aye. So the issue you've got is that we've not got a right back to bring on. We've not got a left back to bring on. So we're a bit, if you've got tired fullbacks, there's no really anybody to take on. I mean, are we going to see a Ross McCausland at right back after his weekend against Aberdeen? Probably not. So, there's players here that's not going to be very good cover.
Do you know what? But see, to finish this on a positive, Mr. Baseman, excellent point. Only Leon have scored more away goals in this competition than us. And ironically, most of them are against us, right? But only Leon have scored more away goals, Alex, than us. How do we win this game? Let's think of the positives. How do Rangers go through, Alex, to the semi-final?
Scoring more goals. No.
I'm looking for a tactical masterclass after you, and you've let me down.
See, in all honesty, what we need to be doing is we need to be strong in the midfield. We need to take a lot of pressure away from our back line, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to be pressing at our wing backs, knowing that they did struggle a bit against Bilbao in the first leg. But see the three in midfield, your Hagi, your Raskin and Diamande, they need to be absolutely switched on here. And then, cheers, Jordan. And then Dessel's just taking his chances, because Dessel's will get chances. He is a man that will get them without a shadow of doubt. It's can stay composed enough to finish them. But on a positive note, I do think that we come out here winning. Last season, no, a couple of years ago in Europa League, we were a different animal at home. Now we're just completely different. We're a different animal away. We just seem to be more ruthless when the pressure's on away
Oh,
from
we're
home.
crap at home.
Exactly, we're just unbelievably bad at home. So I think, today we just need to take our chances. The one defining factor, Martin, is going to be how the crowd react to Bilbao if they've not got a goal. See if they start booing them and they're obviously berating them and not get behind them. That's when you'll hear our fans get behind the team and try and push them on.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron's saying keep it tight, 5-4-1, and play for set pieces. Yeah, because we've been great with set pieces. But yeah, no, look, I'm feeling positive. I think we're going to win, which I never say before a game. I shouldn't have said that.
See, as long as we keep Craig off of any reaction, watch along.
Do you know, I don't know why I haven't sacked him yet.
I know, because anytime he's on our show, he's like the jinx. So keep him off and we win this game tonight, right?
Keep him off the reactions, keep him away for every Rangers game.
Every bit, right?
In fact, Craig, if you're watching, you're sacked.
I mean, he's in the comments right now. So
all right, well, you're sacked, Craig. There you go. So yeah. Listen, if you want to see Alex's beautiful face throughout the full game and join Brian as well for live commentary of the game, then become a member now for £1.99 per month, and you on YouTube or on Patreon, and you can join in and watch the game. We are back straight after it for instant match reaction. Hopefully, it's not at 2 a.m. Because the games went to penalties. Hopefully, it's after 90 minutes, and we've absolutely smashed them in their own backyard, and we're through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Jim Sloan, channel member, massive super chat. Thank you very much, Jim, my friend. Follow people, easy the famous. Yes, well, hopefully it's easy tonight. Hopefully Rangers are through to the semi-final of the Europa League and our season continues on. Failing that, we're going to do it. What am I saying failing that for? We're going to do it. We're through. Don't worry about it, folks. We'll join you. We'll join all the members in 8 minutes for the watch along, and I'll see everybody else straight after the game for instant match reaction. Please like, share, and subscribe as well, folks, and check out our sponsors, Mortgage Haven UK, links in the description. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see all the members in about 7 minutes. We'll see the rest of you after the game. Speak soon.